My name is Eric Funcke. I attend the North Shore campus. When Ann and I first came to Harvest, we were not in a fantastic place financially. Automobile debts, and we had a large house mortgage, multiple credit card debts, and we were certainly not tithing.
We had separate credit cards, we had separate savings accounts. I made many of my own decisions on where to spend money and how much to spend money and when I wanted to replace my car. And I remember Eric saying, I don't think this is the way that it's done. I don't think it's biblical, Ann. And I said, well, I hear that, but I was very resistant to it. In a way, very rebellious, actually.
Reading the bulletin one Sunday, we saw that there were Crown biblical money management classes being offered. Every week, reading the Bible study lessons, we were more and more convicted about the rightness of doing these things.
The Lord did send me good, godly people at the time who actually began to show me the Bible and explain about living the Bible. Slowly I became very convicted that if we're going to have a marriage where we love each other, then we also need to commingle our money.
Our problem was a spending problem, and we were spending our money on unnecessary lifestyle choices and short-term gratification, dinners out and things like that. It seems like an incremental small choice, but it was dollars a day. And those dollars a day over the course of weeks and over the course of months add up and help pay off debt. So we started by paying off the smallest debts first. And then we used the snowball method that Crown talked about and Dave Ramsey talks about until ultimately all the debts except for our house mortgage were paid off. Putting these principles in practice took a step of faith for us because we had to behave differently than the world behaves, but we were convinced through the Bible study that it was the right thing to do. But giving was different. Giving was more emotional. That was really stepping out from what we had known and from what our experiences were, and it took faith.
I began to understand that it was more important for me to really think about the money that I earned in terms of first tithing and then saving and then stewarding God's good in terms of tithes and offerings.
We came into Harvest, and Harvest was already established and big and doing good things and full of ministries that were helping people. And I was jealous for the people at the beginning who had an opportunity and the foresight and the bravery to make it happen. Seized the opportunity, fell into our lap as an opportunity, and we said, we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but some years down the road, if we do this now, we're going to be those people that we're jealous of. I look at Harvest 5 years later or 8 years later is so much more impactful on the world and in the ministries than it used to be. And we helped make that happen, and I'm proud of that. And so when the 5G came around, we didn't just jump in with 1 foot with a great big hop, we jumped in with 2 feet and a big leap. We never regretted it. Every time we made a payment, every time we reached down and gave a little more than we had been, we were always happy. It returned peace to us, and it returned joy to us.
We now share both our decisions on where to spend money and how much to tithe and where we should give our offerings. So it's been a period of time, but I have to say it's added to the solidity and the warm closeness of our marriage.
Early on, Ann and I chose a verse for these things, and it's been an anchor for us to hold on to. Luke 16:11, if therefore you have not been faithful with the use of worldly wealth, who will entrust the true riches to you? We recognize that the true riches aren't, a bigger house or more income or money in the bank, but the true riches that we're looking forward to are our eternal reward. Somehow, and it has to be really through supernatural means because the math doesn't intuitively make sense, and I'm an accountant, somehow we achieved the trifecta. We've become debt-free, and we've been debt-free for a number of years. At the same time, we've been not only tithing, but making offerings, and we've been able to step out and contribute to the capital campaigns that Harvest has. One thing that's happened recently is I've been told that I'm about to be made redundant in my work. normally that would be a devastating circumstance to people. And I was happy, and I was excited, and I thought, that's odd. That's not a normal response.
I have to say, he called me at work and let me know, and I feel very blessed that he let me know right away. Because I have other friends whose husbands keep it from it. And it really was really fine. What this is all about is he told me it wasn't a secret. And so we started preparing ourselves for it. We had saved, we have savings. We know enough about our budget that we can live on one income. Has it been a tough transition? There have been pieces of it. Have we been surrounded by people that love us? Absolutely, yes. Our small group has been wonderful. We just know that God is good and He will provide.